city center where it's unbuilt that day. So that's real estate is empty. And after that, we have built 400 apartments there, and that's just a lifespan of 20 years. And I lived at one of the apartments, one of the buildings, and this building has 120 apartments, but only with 80 garages. So less garage than apartments. And after some years, the garages are filled up, and no more space is there. And I feel real life what is limited supply is, because the garage spaces, the garage cost is go up twice or third times at second hand after it fills up. So limited supply is an interesting thing in the real life also. So in 2017, I also familiar with Bitcoin technology, and I just feel a little bit different back then, because I have a connection with Bitcoin, because I feel the limited supply in real life, and I understand the limited supply of Bitcoin also. So it's an interesting experience, personal experience also. So my father has a good architect and a good businessman, but he also sell these houses at the same price as it bases on the cost value. So he's fair enough. He don't raise the prices as the apartments goes. And after I get the company, I understand the Bitcoin and limited supply, and I also make these prices dynamically more, and I raise up more. So I benefit a bit about knowledge about Bitcoin, because in normal economic situations, somehow that I didn't get it for 10 years about this limited supply, and I understand it with Bitcoin also. So I would like to tell you that personal experience is really important, I think. So you don't just to try to understand Bitcoin, you have to use it, because after use it, you will have experience. My first experience was Bitcoin Lightning transaction, which is not my first interaction with Bitcoin, but the first wow moment. You know, when you transact with Lightning, it's lightning fast. And I also saw that we have two kids with my wife, a 7-year-old and a 14 years old, and we give them €5 per week pocket money, you know, just to sell stuff or buy stuff and buy toys, and we put it in a glass jar. And you know, when you are going for a shop, you don't know how much kid has how much money, which kid has how much money. So I just flowing around, it's okay, no, don't worry, it's just €5. But after that, I just realized that I know Bitcoin. Come on, that's a digital ledger. It is what is used to it. We have to use it as it intended to. So we have to use it as a ledger. And why don't we use it with my kids? So I installed their phones, the Bitcoin Lightning wallet, like Blink or Phoenix, and I started to give them pocket money in Bitcoin. I started to give it at 2021. You know, it was an uphill and a downhill as well. So they understand the bear market also, but they continually stacking, you know, sats, because they get weekly €5 of satoshis every week. But after 2022, you know, when we got the bottom, they also understand the real value of Bitcoin, because they live through one more cycle, and it has a power for them. So I just going back one more thing. After they going on to Bitcoin standard, they also like to stack more harder. They don't sell their Bitcoins or Satoshis as easily as it in fiat. So it's a really good parenting advice that you should, if you have a child, you should have to try it with their pocket money to use it on Bitcoin standard, because they will see every day how much do they have, and they maybe sometimes my kids say, maybe I don't buy that toy because I will have more later. Okay, so since I was familiar in Bitcoin, I rather than give a so that's the slide. So some years after I understand Bitcoin, it was 2017 when I introduced myself with Bitcoin and I started to learn about it. And in the 2020 years, I started to give gifts to my relatives and my family in Bitcoin. You know, I don't want to give them wine or some chocolate or other things. I give them digital gold. And I told them what it is. So they are a bit familiar with this and they are really happy about the numbers go up things. But after some years, last year, I started to give a gift to my colleagues as well. You know, I need to get out of the comfort zone because you have to tell not your relatives, not your family, but other people. And it's a really good experience also. So it's another experience in Bitcoin that how do you introduce this really interesting technology to others. So I started to give them small gifts. You know, it's maybe 50 euros of Satoshis or something, and they just realized that it's a good technology, and they started to buy them by themselves as well, monthly by monthly stock sets as well. So it's a really good experience. Yeah. Please. Yeah. The question was how do I give them Bitcoin? So and at the first time I just created a wallet for them with Blue Wallet maybe, and I send them or show them the QR code or the seed words. But nowadays I like to use the Blink wallet because it's fast, it's easy, and it's frictionless more. You know, for small stacks. So after that, I tell them if you have more, you should use hardware wallet. You should use other stuff. That Blink wallet is a good go-to for the first time, and it's easy. Okay. So you know, I have a lot of companies. I have more than 250 people employed, and I have a point in the last 2 years that the company needs to develop more. So I started the modernization development. We are introduced digital transformation, and we built and developed corporate culture as well. And the next logical step was to introduce Bitcoin as a good standard for my companies as well. So I'm very proud that our 2 hotels was the first in Hungary who are introduced to Bitcoin Lightning and Bitcoin payments acceptance in our hotels. So you can pay a room or a dinner or a wellness stuff or something on Bitcoin. We were the first. So Hotel Aurora was the first, and the second was Hotel Atlantis. And after that, in some days, a lot of folks, a lot of hotel owners contacted me. Hey, Feri, how do you do this? Can you help me? And sure, I can help you. Is it free? Yeah, I'm free. Come on, guys. So we are making free conferences as well for B2B partners, not like our business partners, but industry-like partners as well. So I think we will kick something in Hungary. It's 10 million people. It's not a small place, not a big one, but it's a good start, I think, as well. So what do we do after or beside that we accept Bitcoin? So that's my humble opinion, that I will stack every company what I own, 1% of the revenue every year will buy Bitcoin, and we'll hold it for 10 years. And the Bitcoin, but what we accept Bitcoin at the hotels, we will also won't sell it. We will use it for renovations and innovations after 10 years if it's needed, if it's necessary, just also. So, what do you do have here now. So don't trust verify. It's another experience. You know, when you it's a common language in Bitcoin. That don't trust verify. But I think it's experience. It's another step. In some months ago, before I started to accept Bitcoin at my companies, it was the first step to verify is it a good instrument for long-term investing. So I calculated the last 10 years of Bitcoin trading data and I analyzed it, and I have a conviction that Bitcoin is a good store of value. So it's a good long-term savings opportunity, and whenever I make keynotes, I always tell that Bitcoin is good for trading, okay, but Bitcoin is better for a savings account. It's a much more important thing. I think for the plebs, for the people, and for companies as well. Because you know, I invest just 1% of the revenue in my company. It's nothing. You know, if you don't have 1%, your company is not really doing well enough. So you don't feel it, the 1% minus. But you stack Bitcoin, and after that, I can renovate my whole hotel after 10 years for free. So it's a good thing. I have a little bit of game for you. So I analyzed the last 10 years, okay? Imagine if you started to buy just 10 euros per week. You buy 10 euros of Bitcoin every week from 2014. You have 500 weeks, and so you spare 5,000 euros in fiat terms. What do you think? What will be the value of those Bitcoins today? Just 10 euros is nothing, you know? Nobody can tell you, I don't have 10 euros in Europe. Every people can spare 10 euros. You sell lottery tickets for 10 euros every week, or drink 10 euros every week. You can put it in Bitcoin. What do you think? Do you have a guess? 500,000, Dusan said. Okay. So you think you put 10 euros and you get 10 after 10 years 500,000 euros. That's a wow. Okay, 300,000. Okay, yeah, man, you win it. 300,000, 30. Yeah, and you know I'm an engineer, and I always calculate things like the worst thing. So and maybe legend said you always buy the top. So I always calculated that you always buy the weekly top. So it's a worst case scenario. It's a very transformative calculation for me, because that tells me that if I can spare with my hotels, with my construction company, just 1% of the revenue, I will make a lot of things after 10 years. So guys, thank you very much. I also pleased that and thank you having for me, Dusan, and the AmityAge. I hope you can understand my my keynote as well. And if I have a question for you, don't trust experience, guys. Use Bitcoin as it intended. Thank you very much. Thank you, guys.
Raz. Can we hear us?
Yes.
Thank you very much, Feri. It was amazing. Let's ask some questions to the audience. For example, my question would be like, what setup do you use right now in your hotels? What works for you? So how we can understand that, I don't know, which wallets. I know you are BTCPrague server as well. So maybe tell us a little bit about your setup of the POS system.
Yeah, sure. So what's the question was, what was our setup? Yeah, Dusan? So in the hotels we use Pay servers, BTCPrague servers, and we use Blink wallet for getting the Lightning sets for an intermediary space, and we have hardware wallets for long-term storage. We use Coinize, BTC, slippers, or BTC ATM. No, not ATMs. It's the POS terminals. Yeah, thank you very much. So Coinize POS terminals. So that's our setup. Minimalistic. It's free, almost free to use. You know, Coinaz POS is it's $100,000 to $200 maybe. That it's not a game changer for a company. So, but you can do it for free. Okay, guys, thank you very much.
Any other questions, guys? Marek has a question.
What's the long-term goal?
What's the long-term goal?
You cannot hear me.
Sorry.
What's the long-term goal of this?
Yeah, the long-term goal of it's a lot of I do a lot of things on purpose and a lot of meaningful. So one goal is to educate people in Hungary, because if you show them I accept Bitcoin, a lot of business owners come to me, as I experienced it, and they will accept Bitcoin as well. So it's a good thing for society. It's also good things for marketing as a business. Also good thing for commercial things. You know, I have balance sheet on I have Bitcoin on the balance sheet. It will worth much. So it's multiple reasons why I started to accept Bitcoin: a spiritual one, cultural one, and business one also. And that's my passion also. Thank you, guys. Thank you.